Hello, I'm Jason Paul, and welcome to the Soul Sync podcast. Now, in this episode, prepare to have your mind blown. In this mind-bending episode, we dive headfirst into a world where the boundaries of science, consciousness, and reality blur into an awe-inspiring spectacle. Now, imagine this: teleporting money into the heart of a police custody cell, witnessing a tortoise beat a man in a race, projecting images from your mind onto camera film, or teleporting a GPS device literally hundreds of miles away. All of this achieved solely through the power of the mind. Now, in this episode, I speak with Cambridge scientist Dr. Simon Duan. He's the founder and the CEO of Metacomputics Lab. This episode delves deep into the secrets of a post-materialistic paradigm that unifies consciousness, mind, and matter. Dr. Duan, a true pioneer in his field, has dedicated his life's work to researching paranormal phenomena and exploring the uncharted territories of the mind. Now, Dr. Duan introduces his groundbreaking hypothesis known as Platonic computation, challenging everything we thought we knew about reality. With a wealth of experiences in material science and a deep-seated interest in the paranormal, he has forged a path that bridges the gaps between the mystical and the scientific. Now, Metacomputics Labs isn't just about theory. They're on the forefront of developing post-materialism technologies that could change the way we perceive the world. Dr. Simon Duan's journey from his roots in China to obtaining a PhD in material science from the prestigious Cambridge University really does bring a unique perspective to this captivating episode. His deep-seated interest in paranormal research and past involvement as the vice president of the Chinese Parapsychology Association provide the perfect backdrop for an exploration of the extraordinary. Now, if you've ever wondered how the power of the mind can reshape the world as we know it, this episode is your portal to a mind-bending adventure. Prepare to be amazed, inspired, and left questioning the very fabric of reality itself. I hope you enjoy. So Simon, thank you so much for joining me on the Soul Sync podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me, Jason. It's my pleasure to be with you today.
Now, in your introduction, it was a mouthful. And I'll be honest, Simon, I had to record it at least a few times over because there was a lot of big words in there. But I'm all about keeping it as simple as possible on the Soul Sync. So tell my guests about you, your journey, and what it is that you specialize in.
Okay. I'm trained as a scientist, actually. I came to this country from China in 1980s as a student. And I finished my PhD with a material science degree in Cambridge. So I'm supposed to be a materialist.
You're
And
supposed to be. I'm sensing.
yeah, I have been materialist for many years, actually. Yeah, after my PhD in material science, I worked in industry, doing research development. I worked in a lab, several labs, as a scientist, research scientist. Yeah, and so I was happily to be a materialist science until I come across paranormal phenomena. That changed my life. Yeah. And what triggered my interest in paranormal is my personal experience, myself, actually. I was kind of treated by kind of a witch doctor in China.
Oh, wow. Tell us more about this. This is...
I go back to China regularly with my job. And one time my wisdom tooth played up, and it became very painful. So I have to sort of treat it somehow. I consulted with doctor in hospital. They said, "Oh, it's quite complicated. We need to give you a general anesthetic." Yeah. I thought, "Oh, this is quite bigger than I expected." Yeah. Then a friend of mine just told me, oh, why don't you go to this place? He's doing a fantastic job taking tooth out. So out of curiosity, I went to this place. It's in the suburb of Beijing. And I thought I have a look, see what's it like there. When I go there, the wall is full of photos, full of pictures of this dentist with celebrities, with politicians, even including the a member of Politburo of Chinese Communist Party. They all went there for their tooth taken out. So I thought, oh, this is
Was this a regular dentist at this point, or
regular. Well, it's not. I mean, it's not a mainstream
yes?
regular dentist, but he does it all the time. He's got a clinic, dentist clinic himself. So he's specialized to take tooth out. And so what he did is very simple. He just used a pair of tweezers to take my wisdom tooth out without any effort. Yeah. And I thought little bit of uncomfortable, but it's nothing so very painful. He didn't use any anesthetic injection. He didn't use any cloud injection, blood clouding injection. So
Well, I can just say, Simon, I just had a few months ago 4 wisdom teeth out, and it is excruciating. So, how did he do that? Do you know? And what was his?
yeah. He actually took my 2 wisdom teeth out. He said, "Oh, this one is okay at the moment, but it may play up later. So let me just take it out as well." So and effortlessly. Then we went to lunch together. And so during lunch, I asked him what happened to me. What the hell did you do to me? He said, oh, well, I use a mantra. It's a 5-syllable mantra, which I learned from my master. And I use that mantra to actually to do the job. So the teeth basically loosen up. So I can just take them out effortlessly. I I still don't know what he's telling me the truth, but he's doing that day in, day out, daily. And so he's not, I mean, what he does works. Yeah. What the reason behind it triggered my interest. Yeah, because I'm trained as a material scientist. So I couldn't understand how this could happen. So
Yes.
this kind of triggered my curiosity into paranormal. And since then, I kind of get into a rabbit hole of paranormal phenomena. I started to investigate all kinds of things. So after that, I basically spent the majority of my spare time because my job bring me back to China regularly. So after my duty, I spend almost all my time investigate various.
So, Simon, tell me a bit more about some of your investigations, and what were those things that made you suddenly go, "Hang on a minute, this is unusual," and piqued your interest even more?
Yes, yeah. Since my tooth taken out by a witch doctor, that triggered my curiosity, and I spent a lot of time investigating all kinds of paranormal phenomena. I can categorize this my investigation into several categories. For example, physical, chemical, biological, informational, and energetic. Yeah. So we can start with the physical. I mean, some people can actually change the property of physical matters. Yeah. And we all know typically the metal bending, yeah,
Hmm.
irregular.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, yes.
so metal bending is a typical kind of physical paranormal phenomena, where somehow the metal becomes soft, yeah, so they can just bend it very easily. And in China, we have people who can actually uh, break metal, steel bars. I mean, construction bars. They can simply just break it apart. Yeah, because I studied material science, I
How are
actually,
they doing that? How would, for your investigate, how is someone bending a metal bar of that size and structure?
yeah, they seem to can do it effortlessly. I mean, it's not by physical force.
How
It's
are
by
they do?
something else. Yeah, they can just take that bar, they can just pull apart. Yeah. And the metal, normally, if we elongate the metal becomes necking, yeah, at the breaking point. Whereas in this case, there's no necking, just clear cut. Yeah. And we actually investigate, we examine the fracture surface. Yeah. There is no no grain elongation in the microstructure. So it's a different from the normal breaking process.
Do you know how the person has done it? How have that, for your investigations, did you come to a conclusion as to how the individual broke the bar?
It's by psychic force. Yeah, it's not by physical force. Yeah. So also some people they can try and teleport objects. Yeah. So they can move objects in space, uh, not by normal transport. They can teleport stuff. Yeah. We actually did the experiment where people can teleport the GPS navigator. Yeah. So we can track where the devices has gone. Yeah.
Wow.
It can go hundreds of miles away. Yes. Yeah. Just by mind power. Yeah.
So the people doing these experiments and absolute feats of almost what seems, well, it does seem impossible. I don't know how
Yeah.
someone
Yeah. Yeah.
did they explain to you what they were doing within their mind in order to do this?
Oh, they just tell me that they use their mind power to move it. Yeah, just the mind power to move it. Yeah, and one guy we worked with, he can teleport money, banknotes.
I think we was all like a bit of that, Simon. I'm not gonna.
Yes, yes, yeah. One time,
Did he tell you his secrets?
in this case, he tells me his master. He has to ask his master to help him. Yeah, but that master is not a physical master.
His spirits
Yeah,
master.
that's right. Yeah, he asked his master to help him to do the treat. And one time we locked him in a room in the lab. We stripped him all out, even the underwear. And
Did this willingly?
yeah, because we kind of pay him.
Oh,
We- yeah,
right. I
he
see.
makes money. He makes living by doing this.
Yeah, so you took him to the laboratory.
Yeah, lock him up in a room.
Yes.
And before that, we strip him all out. Yeah, he's naked. Yeah, he
Yeah.
can't get out. Yeah, he has no assistant and no props of any kind. And he's in a room. And he managed to get many thousands of banknotes, Chinese money, of course.
Uh,
Yeah, and
into the room with him when he. And
no, no, he's on his own in the room. Yeah, and
wow.
he does it regularly. It's not the only time. I mean, he does it regularly.
Does he
As
just specialize in money, this man, or
oh, he teleport all sorts of things, not only money.
wow.
Yeah, statues and sort of things, and sometimes animal. I mean, the fish or eel or snake. Yeah.
Right.
Uh, So it's not only money, but this time he so-called teleported money. However, there's a sort of a, I think there's a governing principle behind all those phenomena as well, because he said he cannot use the money. So the money he teleported will disappear in a few days. Yeah. So he's not allowed to use it.
He's just doing it in order to prove that it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, he does it to make money because we have to pay him. He's kind of people think he's a magician. He's a stage magician, which is reasonable speculation because the stage magicians can do this kind of thing. So he kind of performs as a stage magician. So we pay him to do this. Yeah. However,
Right.
However, we investigate him thoroughly. In our team, I mean, I'm involved in the paranormal research circle in China. Yeah. And one of our colleague is a magician, is actually a stage magician. He teaches stage magic.
Hmm.
He's a part of our team to invest the paranormal phenomena. So he knows what is stage magic, what is not. And so he can advise us, oh, this is not stage magic because it's not. The condition is different. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Another case of teleportation is that this guy is also makes money by betting with people. And he's got the tortoise, the animal, yeah.
Yes.
The betting is actually to race with his tortoise. See how fast we can sort of overtake his tortoise, and which one of you, tortoise or yourself, reach the destination first in the field. Yeah, it's probably 50
Yeah.
meters away. That's the destination. Yeah, you start to race with the tortoise. See who reached the destination first. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You let the tortoise go first. Yeah, before
That
you.
that seems like a fair starting point,
Yeah.
Simon. I'll be
Starting
on.
point. Yes. Yeah, and you sign your name on the piece of paper.
Yes.
You stick that paper on the back of the tortoise. Yeah.
Yes.
And this guy will let his tortoise run, start crawling forward.
How much of a head start are you giving him?
Oh, probably 10 meters or
Oh,
something.
so not much of an
No,
advantage.
no. Yeah. So you, of course, when you start to walk, yeah, you soon overtake the tortoise. Yeah. And the tortoise will behind you. But when you get to the destination, you will find the tortoise is already there in the destination. Yeah, with your
Crazy.
signature on his back.
I could definitely understand, Simon, why you've now committed your life's work to this. Because if you see something like that, one thing that you seem to be quite very casual about here is it's happened. You don't understand how it's happened
Hmm.
psychically,
Yeah,
and that obviously is piquing your interest more. But don't you want to understand how it's?
of course,
Yeah.
because it has been bothering me for many years. Yeah, I'm a curious person. I'm very curious even when I was a child. And that curiosity usually kind of faded away when you become adult. But it didn't happen to me.
Yes.
I mean, curiosity has increased all the time. And with this kind of encounters, it just bothered me. It's like intellectual itch. Yeah.
Yes.
I need to scratch it somehow. And so I spent many years trying to figure out how this could happen. What's the mechanism this could happen?
Have you
And
managed to get any closer to solving that?
yeah, now I have a theory, I have a model to explain this. So at least intellectually, I can understand how this can happen. With my model, I can explain all the paranormal phenomena with no exception. Even with kind of very strange phenomena also I encountered a lot, which is the thoughtography. Thought photography. Yeah, people can project their mental image, the image in their mind into a camera. Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes they can use polarized film. Yeah. And that polarized film will get exposed with their mind. Whatever image they have in their mind, they can project their image into the camera, into the film. Nowadays, on mobile phone.
Wow.
Yeah. So that kind of thing is very bothering me. Try to understand it. So it took me many years to develop this model. And now I can understand all this can happen because we need to some kind of review our worldview. Yeah. Are you still with me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm intently listening.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, in order to understand the paranormal, we have to give up the materialist point of view. We
Okay.
have to go into spirituality, go into the realm of non-material, non-physical. Yeah. And my model is actually based on the simulation hypothesis. Simulation hypothesis is based on the assumption that the universe is a matrix. Yeah. We are actually living in a matrix. Behind the matrix is the code, basically. Yeah, it's a strings of zeros, ones. Okay. Therefore, if you can get behind the reality, i.e., behind the matrix, go into the machine which produced this matrix, then you can manipulate the codes. Yeah. If you are successful in manipulating the codes, and you can change the reality, because the reality is basically like a virtual reality. Yeah. But the machine, the computer which output this reality is so advanced. Therefore, it produces such reality which we cannot actually reproduce with our physical computer. Therefore, my model suggests that there is a non-physical computer, which is in the spiritual realm. I call it Platonic computer. So that non-physical transcendental computer is responsible for this matrix. Yeah. For some people, if they can manage to get out of this matrix into the machine, they can gather data. So, for example, some people can do a very accurate fortune telling. Yeah. I think that's because they can get into the database. They can sort of gather the relevant data. They can use the machine to run a simulation, which will give their indication what's the future is like. Yeah.
Uh,
Of course, once they get into database, they know what the past is. So some psychic people can tell you all about yourself, including your past, very accurately, and as well as the future. Yeah. So basically, the psychic phenomena can be explained by access to the database. Therefore, they can gather information of the past, the present, the future, and also to manipulate the data. If they can manipulate the data, and the external reality changes. So that's how I can explain it now.
I think that you, Simon, have actually explained that very well, because that is a beyond complicated thing to even try to simplify.
Hmm.
Do you, in your view, do you think that life is eternal?
This physical life is not eternal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but our true self never dies. Yeah, our true self is like a player. Yeah, in a computer game, you have a player, you have an avatar. Yeah, this physical body is basically an avatar.
Yes.
The player is not on this level. It's outside this matrix, actually. Players is already outside this matrix. Yeah, at least outside this layer of matrix. Yeah, in my model, the cosmos is actually a multi-layered parallel universe. It's a multiverse with many layered parallel universes. So now above our physical universe,
Mm-hmm.
there's another level above it. And there's another level above that level. So there's many levels. Yeah, each level plays the level below as a computer game. It's like our physical level, we play a computer game using a physical computer, yeah?
Yes.
At the level above us, they have a non-physical computer. That non-physical computer produces this physical reality, and the players at this level basically, yeah, the player at the other level above us play this level as avatar.
Mm.
Yeah, so we actually exist at all levels. Our true self exists at all levels. It's like a nested Russian dolls.
Right. Okay, that's a good analogy.
Yeah. So if we lose this body, it's like losing one layer, one outer layer of Russian doll. The inner layer is still intact, which sits on another level. So our true self is actually never dies. Yeah, although we change this body, it's like changing avatar in a game. Yeah, one avatar goes, we can choose another avatar to play another different game.
What do you hope that your research achieves on a wider scale? Because
Hmm.
this is all absolutely deeply fascinating. But what do you feel is what you're where are you striving to get to with this?
Yeah, my, my initially objective is actually to quench my curiosity,
Mhm.
to scratch my intellectual edge. Yeah, so I need to have an explanation of all the phenomena beyond the physical phenomena. Yeah, so the physical phenomena is only a subset of all phenomena in the universe.
Mm.
Yeah, sometimes we treat physical phenomena as the real phenomena and other phenomena as an illusion, non-real.
Mm.
I think that's not true. Yeah, physical phenomena is only a small subset of all phenomena in the universe. Once we understand all phenomena, we can understand the physical phenomena even better. Yeah. So by having another different model, we can explain paranormal as well as physical even better. So it's advancement of science also. Science so far only restrict itself on the physical phenomena. Yeah. Now with this new model, we actually expand the physics beyond physical. So that's quite a big achievement. Successful. Yeah. And also we have a better understanding of the universe. As I said, if we can model the universe as a matrix, and also if we can understand ourselves as a nested Russian doll, then we have less fear. Yeah. There's so much fear in this life. Yeah, people fear death. People are not sure what's happening after death.
Yes.
And yeah, we encounter all kinds of difficulties, challenges, even in this lifetime before we die. We suffer from fear. Yeah. But if we have a different worldview, we can just simply treat this as a game. Yeah. If it's game, then we don't have to take it seriously. Take it seriously as a good player, yeah. But we can also let go. Yeah, we can also understand, oh, even I fail in this task, it's okay. It's just experience. It's like playing a game. Sometimes you die, sometimes you get defeated. But that's not a big deal. We can carry on, do another round of game. Yeah. So the life becomes more joyful. Yeah.
Have you found that as a result of your research, you have tried to develop your own psychic powers? Have you been trying to develop those yourself to put into practice what you've seen others do?
I think we are here to play different roles,
Mm-hmm.
different purpose here in the life. I see myself as a researcher, as an investigator. Yeah. And it's different roles cannot be mixed.
Yes. Yes.
And if I sort of focus my attention to become a psychic, I have to let go almost all of my curiosity, my intellectual power.
Yes.
It doesn't go together actually. You can be one or the other.
It's like water and oil, isn't it? The two are very
Yeah,
opposing world
that's
views.
right. That's right. I find myself I have a very active mind, logical mind, analytical mind, which actually prevent me to be a psychic. Yeah. To be a psychic, you need to let go all sorts of things, yeah, including your thoughts, feelings, and you need to empty your mind. Yeah. So to ascend from one level to the other level, basically, you need to get rid of all sorts of programs. Yeah. It's like a, yeah,
Like experience, would you describe those as experiences and perhaps past traumas to be an empty vessel?
yes, that's right. Yeah. So you need to be an empty vessel, actually. If you're empty vessel, you're ascended to another level. Yeah. Whereas for myself, I'm quite sort of happy to do my research. Even my mind cannot be still. I cannot put down a lot of curiosity thoughts. And I'm just quite happy to do this role. Whereas other people, they are not interested in investigating. They can just do it themselves.
Do you think that the reason why we, as a society, focus on researching the material world is if we start researching the non-material world, then that goes against the grain of money and money being material? Do you think that, again, it's two opposing views when it comes to research?
I think in research, most researchers, of course, they focus on the material world. Yeah. And I think that's because they are here to play the material game.
Uh-huh.
It's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I think most people here actually to try to experience ignorance. Yeah.
Mm.
Or although at other levels they exist, they understand everything, they have chosen to experience ignorance. So they choose to experience this prison, this matrix in material world. Yeah.
Mm.
And so that's what they chosen. Therefore, they are not interested in other realms. They only play this material game. Although it's hard, it's challenging, it's full of suffering, full of unhappiness, but that's what they are here for. Yeah. Therefore, I think material science is still a dominant mainstream science, whereas a minority people, or increasingly more people, are interested realms beyond the material. For example, you and me,
Mm.
and many of your audience will be interested in material world, beyond the material world. Therefore, those kind of people will start to think what's beyond the material. And what I'm doing is actually to provide a scientific model which is beyond physical science. It's a non-physical science. It's transcendental science, which provide a kind of roadmap to understand what is beyond the material and how this matrix is constructed. So if you want to get out of the matrix, you need to understand how this matrix is constructed. So my model provide a description of this matrix for those people who are ready to escape the matrix, to find out where they are in the matrix and what to do next, where to go next if they decided they want to get out.
So I'm sure you're going to have some people that really do want to find out about how to get out of the matrix. On that
Oh,
note, if people want to find out more about you and they want to find out about how to look into your research and perhaps take those steps out of the matrix, where can they go to?
yes, I have a website called the Metacomputics.com.
We'll put it in the show notes so people can find it there.
Yeah.
Simon, this has been the most fascinating conversation. Thank you for sharing all of your experience with us. When I came onto this episode, I'll be honest with you, I really didn't know what to expect. But it's been delightful and really interesting. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. If your audience is interested in further discussion, I mean, they can leave a message on my website, metacomputics.com. And I have a link to my YouTube channel, to my Twitter account. And I also do a kind of private consultation with people to actually to help them to build a personalized roadmap to go around the matrix. Yeah. Even they don't want to get out of the matrix, they can experience this matrix better. They will have more control of what's happening in this matrix. So if people are interested in the private conversation and a consultation, we can go from there.
Perfect. I'll put the details in the show notes. Simon, thank you so much.
Thank you again for having me.
Lightning episode of SoulSync. For more spiritual insights, free meditation downloads, thoughts, my personal book recommendations, and of course, the latest updates about SoulSync, subscribe to my newsletter. Just go to jasonpaulmedium.com. Just head straight to the bottom of the page and sign up to stay connected with the soulful community I'm building. I now have a Facebook page where you can join our wonderful community, hear their stories, get involved in the conversation, and get off podcast video content from me about the general day-to-day goings on in my life. If you'd like to see that, just go to Soul Sync by Jason Paul on Facebook. Now, if you're listening to this podcast, if you can, it would mean the world to me if you could spare a moment to leave a review on wherever you listen to your podcast. Firstly, it's great to see your feedback, and secondly, it helps others to find Soul Sync more easily. If you have suggestions for future episode, or perhaps there's a guest you'd love to see featured, or you might have a story to share with our wonderful audience, or you might like to be a guest, simply email me at hello@jasonpaulmedium.com. Your stories and ideas are the heartbeat of SoulSync, and your input is invaluable in shaping the soulful conversations I bring to you. I'm Jason Paul. This is SoulSync. Until next time, goodbye.